Nancy, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, there's a couple of things I want to hit upon if we could. We're going to take a break in about 10 minutes or so, right? For those of you, I know, was it Sandy you said you don't have a website yet? So WordPress, yes, it's a blog, but it's also your website. And the fact that the two integrate is what makes it such a good tool to use today so that people can be interactive. Yes, Georgiana.
What exactly is a blog, one? Number two, why is it important?
Those are great questions. So blog stands for web blog. Blog. It's a journal. It's an online journal, really.
Online journal.
That's really what it is. So the reason that it's important is when websites were first created, it was one-way communication, me just telling you things. A blog creates a two-way conversation because when you put a journal entry on your blog, the reader has the opportunity to put a comment on it. And that creates conversation, and conversation equals conversion.
Now,
Does that make sense?
Does a blog have, see, this is where I get confused because I've been looking at blogs, and some of them are like informatory, like I've looked at interior design blogs, and they'll talk about the latest trends, the latest style, which to me is like a newsletter. Then I'll look at other blogs, and they'll be like just a journal of what they're doing and they're traveling and whatever.
Which is good.
So
Let me share with you, and it's all how that person is choosing to show up on their blog. That's their type of conversation. A master at blogging and converting is Bob Berg. How many of you know who Bob Berg is? He blogs, he puts it on Facebook, he puts it on Twitter. He will get 15, 20, 30 comments on his blog posts on a regular basis. And that's what you want. It's all about people hearing you and being able to comment and creating that relationship. Yes, Erica.
What I wanted to add about it is that when you have a blog, I've been in a tribe syndication group where people are commenting back and forth, and I've got lots of comments because of this group. And what it did for my search engine is that my blog site went from like 5 or 7 million to in the thousands, like 600,000. It went that much
On your
higher.
Alexa ranking?
Well, my Alexa ranking, because of all those people coming to the site and commenting. It's like links.
how personal did you get?
I'm not talking so much personal. I'm writing about, I talk about relationships. So I write some article about relationships, love, healing.
Yeah.
I'm not talking, I just saw my husband, I did this or that. It's not personal.
It's not like.
It's business. So for design, I write about design.
But
But
it's
it's
also,
also,
it's more informative.
It's part of your
It's really
branding.
what you are. It's
Right.
your brand. You're telling me you are. Do you have a blog?
That's what I'm saying. That's where I get confused. So
Yeah.
that's why
It really only comes down to what you personally like for yourself and how you want to communicate to your people, to your potential customers and your existing customers.
Okay.
So what's the conversation you can have around your business? That's what you all want to be thinking about. What can you say about what you have to offer in your expertise that somebody else is going to care about, get charged up about, be controversial about? You want to start the buzz and keep the conversation going on your blog. Louise, you had a...
I was going to say that, or for anybody, if you find an article on something that you think would be of interest to the people that you work with, can't you just copy that and put that on a blog?
But I have a newsletter, so I don't know the difference between the two.
A newsletter gets sent out through email marketing.
Right.
A blog is something you post up on your
So
website.
do they have kind of the same content?
They can, absolutely. Like, how many of you get our Monday morning newsletter? So in that, I always do an article or some intro paragraph. I take that from my newsletter and copy it to my blog.
Okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
And then I post it and I get comments on it. Yes?
Well, I'm not, what is this concept of conversion?
I don't want to take that one.
Conversion is simply, one, you want people interacting with you, whether it's on Facebook or a blog or whatever the platform may be, right? So what's the end goal? What did we talk about earlier? The end goal is to convert it to a, a quality lead, a consumer, somebody, a customer, that's somebody that actually buys something from you.
Oh,
Invest in
convert
it.
to the consumer.
Yeah, so you want them to convert to something that you're offering.
Right.
So whether it's a product or service, doesn't matter.
Do you have something that you're selling right now? What can I buy from you? What can I pay you money for?
Okay, well, there's two things, because it's the Melaleuca business, but also that setting up the Woman Being magazine, you know. that-
All right, so let's talk about Melaleuca. So she would, you know, the conversation today is about driving traffic and building leads to get people who are interested in no toxic chemicals in their home, being healthy, vitamins, things like that. So you would do a campaign and drive traffic to your website or to your landing page.
Campaign, meaning.
An advertising campaign. Right. So
And you'll do that this afternoon, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about this afternoon.
Oh.
Then once that person comes to your website, all they've done is come there. How are you going to convert them to buy your stuff? Got it?
So in your case with Melaleuca, the goal is, you know, a lot of people, especially in network marketing, think they can just send out an email, they're going to put 1,000 people in their business, right? You have to converse and educate people, you know, on what your product and service is with your network marketing. So in order to do that, you got to pick up the phone, right? Or you got to communicate with them through video and written, you know, written and audio, right? But ultimately, if I'm going to do business with somebody, I want to talk to them, right? I want to get on the phone, I want to understand what they're about, I want to create a relationship with them, right? That's what you're doing. You're starting the process from the time someone sees your ad, you're creating that relationship, then they get over to your website. So if it's a blogging platform that you're using, all you're doing is they get to see what you're about, they see what you're posting. You know, like in my case, they may see, you know, where I'm traveling, what I'm doing with my family, and then they'll see what I'm doing business-wise. And it creates that relationship, and ultimately they'll email or call me based on me emailing them through the autoresponders, right? Sending out emails with calls to action, and I get them phone.
And let me just use a perfect example of that. Sherry O, I'm going to use you as an example now, okay? Somehow, Sherry O and I became friends on Facebook, that's where it started, and she started following my conversation. We were listening, commenting on each other, and she started paying attention to the things that I was sharing and talking about. At some point, and I don't know if you had gotten on any of my teleclasses beforehand, so at some point, after she had been following and listening, so we had started a relationship, she opted into my database for like a newsletter or something like that. Then I posted an offer for a marketing package on the website or on my Facebook page, and she clicked on it and purchased it. Included in that package was a CD, a workbook, a this and a that, plus a 15-minute consultation on the phone live with each other. So I took her from finding me on Facebook, opting into my database, receiving my emails, got her on the phone, and that's when the conversion takes place, when we had that chance to build a relationship. And you know, it's been magic ever since. Really, she started a chapter of Women's Prosperity Network in Melbourne, and I think you have 80 or 90 members already.
We're at 75.
75. So you know, it's getting to the telephone call. It's getting to that relationship building. So remember that we're going to be driving lots of traffic, and we've got to incrementally build it to have the conversation for conversion. I think, let me do Louise first. She had her hand up
I have
longer.
a question about landing pages, which I understand is now, you have to experiment with different domain names and different wording to get people to sites. That I understand. What kind of, I think I understand it, what kind of program, for example, at this point, I don't think I want to take on doing my entire website, which desperately needs it myself. But what program is good for just designing landing pages? Does GoDaddy have something that we can use?
They may have something, but some of the ones that I have listed in there, like Easy Lead Pages, and I think Weebly's another one. That
Which
may
is
have
a
them.
guys.
Yeah. They're listed in that one section where I talk about landing pages.
And also, I know you had questions on
Any one of
WordPress.
those, and any one of those, then I can use
Yeah.
the landing page, even though it's.
Yeah, you
is there
can
anyone
pretty much
that's
create one,
using
a few point and click, paste your information, and you got a
it?
website.
Okay, is there All right, is there anyone that's easier than another?
I would say easy lead pages. Easy lead pages would be the easiest.
Okay, thank you.
And let's talk about a WordPress site for a moment as well. If you go to my website, magicalmarketingmakeover.com, magicalmarketingmakeover.com, that's my blog website. So you'll see there my blog, you'll see my products and services, you'll see my speaking information so that people can book
What's the
me
name
for
of it again?
magicalmarketingmakeover.com. And on that site, on the right-hand side, there's a link to something called Free Blog Factory. Free Blog Factory will set up your WordPress website with all of the plugins, is what they're called, which is the easy links to your Facebook, your Twitter, plus other accounts. So if you go to Magical Marketing Makeover, on the right-hand side, Free Blog Factory. Now you could go ahead and go to WordPress directly and set up your website yourself. You're going to have to pay for hosting of your website. And for those of you not familiar with the levels of how all this works. So you get your domain name, so now you have this name. Then it needs to be hosted. So here's the internet highway. Where do you want to park it? Do you want to park it on 5th Street with GoDaddy? Do you want to park it on 10th Street with HostGator? Do you want to park it over here? So that's what hosting is. It's where you're parking your domain name and your website. Does that make sense? So with Free Blog Factory, they will set up your basic WordPress website with all the easy features already built in instead of you having to go hunt them and find them. They really do it for free, and the only thing you have to pay for with that is your monthly hosting. Now, second piece of this is you're going to want to learn how to use WordPress, and Free Blog Factory has video tutorials on YouTube. You can find everything on YouTube. If you want to know how to do something, you go to YouTube and search. My TV broke and I had to figure this out. What's the red flashing light on my broken TV? The answers are there. It's amazing. Everything is on YouTube. So go to YouTube, youtube.com/Free Blog Factory. And they have WordPress training tutorials for free. I love that.
Free blog what?
Free Blog Factory.
Okay, so let's say you have an existing website,
Okay.
and it's being hosted by the guy who designed the website, and now you want to create a blog. Do you create a blog on GoDaddy or some other source
WordPress.
and hyperlink it to your website?
You could.
Or do you have the guy who designed the website add the blog on the website?
You can do either way.
Either way. Number two, do you entitle your blog differently from your, like I'm trying to bridge something that I'm doing with design, which is life enhancing design. It has to do with the health of your surrounding environment to how it makes you feel and your health and so forth and so on. And I'm trying to transition where my brand right now to the new brand. So eventually there's going to be a new website. So what I'm asking is, do I start establishing a new brand in my blog, or do I keep it with what's already branded, and do I use another source of hyperlink? What would be better?
My suggestion is this new branch that you're developing,
Correct.
do that on your blog. Do that, make that what you're going to start talking about. That's the direction you want to move in, correct?
Yes.
Start speaking your voice around it.
Okay.
A blog is going to be a perfect way for you to set that up.
Good.
So do the Free Blog Factory, do a WordPress site, call your hosting guy and say, add a button that says blog to my website. It'll link to your new site. Plus, add another bar that says life enhancing design or whatever it is and have that link to that website as well.
Got it. Okay. That's why I got stuck, because it's not.
See, that's why we do these things.
Not
So you
knowing
get that.
It's where you get stuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to take a break in a couple of minutes, and we're here to answer questions. So this is a great interactive part of the morning. Yes?
I mean, I have my site hosted by GoDaddy.
Uh-huh.
Is it better to have it hosted by a large company or your website designer? Or is there any advantage to one or the other?
One that's not going to go down much.
GoDaddy, in other words.
So I prefer a larger company.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and the one that I use is HostGator, which is what Free Blog Factory uses, which is a big company. I've not had any problems with them, and the reason I switched to HostGator is I had used GoDaddy for years, and I buy domain names, very often. I don't know, I must have 200 names or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. Let's see if it's available. And I had hosting set up with GoDaddy, and you pay for hosting, right?
Yeah.
So I found out that with HostGator, I could have unlimited domain names hosted, all for one fee of $9.95 a month with HostGator.
Wow.
So I canceled some GoDaddies. And I called GoDaddy, and they said, well, why are you leaving? And I told them why. He said, oh, we could do that for you too. And I'm like, oh, are you going to refund the hundreds and hundreds of dollars I've spent? No, but they don't tell you up front.
What don't they tell you?
They don't tell you that with that hosting, you can do several domains under one hosting account.
Oh,
HostGator, I didn't know that I could
Yeah,
until like,
yeah.
see, you're smarter than me. I love that. Yeah. And yes, Barbara.
I just had a positive comment too about going with a big company, because obviously at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you have a question, it's nice to be with a big company that at least has some customer service.
Yes.
There's a certain comfort level.
Yeah.
It is, true.
And when you have an individual website designer
horrible.
that has your stuff, that
It's hard.
Well,
you only catch
I have
up.
no control over it.
Right, and here's the other thing about getting a website designer who's hosting your website. You are captured,
That's
you
right.
are enslaved, and they have control of your business. I absolutely, that was a mistake I made long ago. I always want to control my hosting and be able to get in there.
Yes, you have to be really careful. That happened to me. I was a number of years ago, held hostage because I didn't like what he was doing, and I refused to pay him anymore, and that
And
was
you have
really
to
shut
start
down the
over.
website, and I had to get my domain name back. It took me 2 months to do it. And yeah, you've got to be really careful when you do it privately.
So it's important, customer service, like you mentioned here, is that's like my biggest pet peeve. Always looking for a phone number. Can I physically talk to somebody? I just cannot deal with companies that just can't get on the phone with me. Google, you can get I can get on the phone with Google. You want the phone number? And you can call, but Facebook you cannot. Facebook has no email and no customer service, and you can't even communicate with them.
Have you noticed on whether it's Google or Yahoo, there's more display ads, like in the last, I would say, 6 months, regular businesses, I don't know if you've noticed, these display ads, regular, not, what you would think costs a lot of money. So has there been some shift, or has there been a program?
Are we talking about Google?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Have you seen, what I'm talking about, the one on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
And the local businesses.
Right. There's been a major shift with one thing that Google did a few years ago, about a year and a half ago, is they annihilated affiliates. And they cut off a lot of affiliates. I'm talking affiliates that were dropping $25,000, $50,000 a day advertising.
Right.
Google shut them down because they didn't like the type of offers that they were promoting. And so 90% of Google's revenue right now comes from those large corporations that are doing those banner ads, those banner advertising things. And then that's a lot of what I do is banner ads, graphic display ads.
But I've seen local.
Yeah, local as well.
And Yahoo has a new program out that is, I know somebody in a networking group that I belong to in Pennsylvania, she is selling space on Yahoo display ads. You can display your business for as little as like $200 a month. You'll come up on a rotator with a number of people locally. Then your image, whatever you choose, whether it be your picture or your logo or whatever, will come up on Yahoo on a rotating basis as people use, as those banners flash along the side. It's pretty effective.
Awesome. More questions?
Okay.
All right, let's take a break for about a 15, 20-minute break, interact, we're here for questions, and we'll resume back up.